This conference will now be recorded.
One of the difficulties with this project is going to be that the area is now zoned high-density residential.
I was wondering about that.
They're going to have to get it rezoned. I guess it's for the neighborhood to decide what would have less of an impact on you and your property values. Do you have much impact from North Brighton Townhomes?
They get some of our communications through Nextdoor. So I'm hoping a few of them have seen it. But I haven't had a direct conversation with them about it.
Well, we should start seeing some people pop on.
I would think so. It would be sad if it's just the three of us. Hey, baby.
I'm here, Sean. That makes 4.
Yeah, there you go.
And our cat's here.
Well, I got 2 dogs and a cat, so yeah.
We have 2 cats and a dog.
I'd beat both of you. I've got 2 cats and 2 dogs.
I'm not supposed to have a cat. I'm not supposed to have a cat, but I'm a sucker. And
good for you.
Yeah.
Are there any of the new, what do you call it? Books, the
Directories?
directories? We never got one of the new ones.
It was on. Yeah, I don't know if you guys may not have taken the when I handed them out at the meeting, so I skipped you guys because I thought you had one, and we ran out because we were like 20 short. So.
Do you have Do you have just an electronic version?
Yeah, I've got a Excel spreadsheet I can send you guys over. I was gonna send it out earlier, but I was expecting to get more updates because people kept saying, "Oh yeah, if we hand them out, we're gonna get all these people giving us info," and that never happened. So. Yeah, I need to make a note of that. That I need to send those.
Imagine that.
I know.
Have you talked to our old president?
No, he ran away. So.
No kidding.
I'll let him be. Chris talked to him about this one the other day, though, and about the banners.
Yeah, because they look so good.
Yeah, I know.
One
Might do that
by our house is really bad.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to cut that one down this next week.
Chip can lift you up there with his tractor. I rode up in the bucket before. He's got a way to hold on now when you go up in it.
Yeah, I think I can reach it with one of my tree clippers. It's like it's just some plastic clips I just gotta snip and it'll fall down.
Oh, you mean just take the flag itself, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi there.
Hello.
I see I'm Robert De La Fuente. I see Sean and Deb.
Yep.
Mardine.
Yep.
Okay, and my engineer is Matt Kist. He's on as well. Are we waiting for? I think Patricia Jensen was going to hop on for a minute, but she had to go to another meeting. She's only got a short window.
Okay.
Are we waiting for anybody else on your side?
I think I've got at least 2 more I've talked to that wanted to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert, do you want to, I can give you presenter privileges or whatever, and you can share stuff on the screen?
Sure. Go ahead and I'll try and do that now.
You're on.
Okay. So,
Everyone up in the right-hand corner of your screen, you can maximize.
Yep.
If you don't have the full box. Also, if you want to give the drawing a little more room, right in the center top of the screen, it says View Everyone. You can also do Hide Everyone, which gives you, then you just see the illustration.
let's see here.
Hello.
Hi, Patricia.
Hey. Hey, Deb, just FYI, I've got a big public engagement meeting at 6, so I'll be getting off shortly after 5:30
I understand.
with angry neighbors.
Sean, is that 2 holes the way it looks?
Huh?
Looks like they got 2 big divots there they made runs out of.
Let's see here. So does anybody know? I'm trying to expand my type deal, but I've got a thing blocking the.
Oh, in order to maximize your.
Yeah. Do you know what the hotkey combination is to maximize?
That I don't.
That's right. That's right. Let's see here.
We're all so good at this.
Yeah. I think we got to become pros for the next 6-7 months.
Yeah, no, I'm embarrassed here. Let me close all of it. Let's see.
Supposedly, I'm going to have up to 300 people in my Zoom meeting tonight. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that.
Oh, wow.
What neighborhood?
It's way up north on Berry Road and way west of I-29, and they started a Section 8 rumor.
Uh-oh. That'll get
here
them.
we go.
Yep.
Oh, that's up in the Park Hill district.
Yeah,
There you
it's not
go.
true at all. So, and then they brought up Bryn Shore. So,
All right, Morgan Pemberton is on. Morgan, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, Morgan Pemberton, Long Range Planning, just here to listen.
Tony Christensen and a couple others that aren't identified.
well, one's probably Deb. Do you see? I called in on my cell phone.
We've got one other one. I'm going to go ahead. It's a little after 5, but other people can catch on, and I think we'll be glad to be redundant as far as answering questions if we need to. There's one more to come on. This meeting is being recorded. We'll make sure the neighborhood has a link to the YouTube and the developer. I'm going to ask everyone except the developer at this point to mute yourself. And there'll be plenty of time for questions. But if we have more than one start talking at once, it gets really, really difficult to hear anything. So if you'd go ahead and mute yourself, I'll do it too. We're going to ask the developer to introduce himself and the other members of his team and tell you what's going on. When he's ready for questions, we'll unmute.
Okay. Deb, do you think everybody's on your side now, or do we still need to wait a minute?
We have several people on. It's up to you, Sean. Do you think we ought to wait a couple more minutes?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So
Yeah,
my name is.
First, Deb, do we wanna identify everybody so we know who was all on the call?
We have got, I will get a readout of everybody that signed in.
Okay.
The only one
Okay.
not is caller 2. And there are mystery people tonight, I guess. There's no.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm 816-509-8635 if that's one of your mystery.
We just had to know. I see where you are. You're caller
Okay.
1. We've just had
Okay.
a caller.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
Okay, well, I'll go ahead.
Robert.
This is Tony Christensen.
I'm Robert De La Fuente with Star Development. Appreciate everyone's time tonight to just briefly go over our project and get some feedback from the neighbors. I'm here with Matt Kist and Tyler Wysong with Kimley Horn. Those are our engineers, and Patricia Jensen is calling in. She's our development attorney for Kansas City, Missouri, but I think she may have to jump off here shortly. Hopefully everyone has seen just kind of our basic layout at this point, but we have under contract what we call the Mike Purcell property. It's the track between Searcy Creek Parkway and Brighton Avenue, just north of 210, where all that dirt's been trucked out all these years. He's winding that down, and now a proper use can be placed there. And we feel that proper use is an industrial quasi-office space. We wanted to engage the neighborhood for feedback before we took the plan any further through the city. I understand that who was that? Oh, Morgan from KCMO is on and listening, can answer questions hopefully for the city side of things. But basically what we've got right now is approximately 286,000 square foot industrial buildings kind of laid out north to south. The intent is to have all truck traffic come in off of the service road to the south. Employee traffic would come in, the vehicles, passenger vehicles would come in off Searcy and off of Brighton. Let's see what else. But from a high level, that's basically what it is. The style of the building is going to be more contemporary. The industrial buildings that we envision are, if anybody's seen the Liberty Parkway project going up right now, it looks more like an office on the front. The warehouses and kind of all the business activities happens behind that, so it's screened from view. On our layout, the docks and all the trucks will be between the two buildings. So on the east and west sides, you shouldn't see anything but a nice looking facade, landscaping, and that sort of thing. We don't have anybody lined up for any of this just yet, but anticipate this being light industrial, maybe some manufacturing, but mostly warehousing activities. Hopefully a lot of good jobs for that area. In a nutshell, that's basically it. So I'd open it up for any questions.
Any questions? Go
I
ahead
guess
and
our
unmute
biggest
yourself.
concern would be the additional traffic coming in and out for the neighborhood here off of Brighton.
Right. So our plan is to have as best we can, we're going to encourage that all truck traffic come in off that service road and then exit off the service road or that southern entrance. We'll do that with signage, and there's some traffic devices that we can use for that. But our intent is to not have any 18-wheelers or trailers going. So I forgot I'm sharing screen here. So I think everybody will want to use this entrance. So they'll come in and leave, or right here, and then only employees will be coming in through here. We're working with the Parks Department to try and get a cut on this side. That would also just be employees, so car traffic, not 18-wheelers. So we'll do everything we can to encourage that everybody uses the south. And we'll just have to monitor that as we go.
So with all of the additional traffic and as much traffic that comes off of 210 to Brighton, North Brighton anyway, and the traffic coming off of 210 usually does not stop at any of those stop signs, is there a way to maybe put in traffic lights at those with all of this additional traffic? It's a dangerous intersection now, and by the time you add all of the businesses, it's going to be even worse.
Are you talking about down here on the south end?
Yes.
That little.
Oregon is on its way in. The city is going to require a traffic study, I'm just sure of it. And they're going to have to do whatever that traffic study directs them to do. Am I incorrect?
I believe that's correct. So
yeah, and Robert, this is Matt. I can chime in. Yeah, we've not. So just to give everyone a background, we've not, from a traffic perspective, studied this yet. We plan to. We really wanted to have this meeting to hear your guys' concerns first and foremost. But you're correct. We will do a traffic study. We'll have to look at that intersection and any of the other intersections effectively that will be impacting. And as part of doing that analysis, if there's additional turn lanes, things like that we have to make improvements for, we'll have to make those. So the intent is that this would not, cause a negative impact to the system as a whole.
Okay, because we already have anywhere between 2, 4, and 5 semis that park along North Brighton there at the entrance of 210.
Yeah, right where the pond is. Yeah, if you took on the road there, yeah, they're all lined up right over there.
They park here?
Yep.
They park there.
They leave their trailers there.
They've actually repaved now, so to make it easier for them to park there too. So
Yeah,
I saw that.
and they block traffic. I mean, you block vision coming off of 210 with those semis parked there.
Is that people that live in the neighborhood? Who own the tractor trailers? Okay.
High priority.
As many as 5 down there parked on both sides. But if you're going west there from Searcy Creek to Brighton and want to turn right or go straight, you can't see the cars coming down the hill. And some of them come down there at 50 to 70 miles an hour. I mean, they fly down there. Nobody stops at any stop signs. I didn't notice.
That is where they're normally parked.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Who do the trucks belong to?
they're people in the neighborhood.
One of them's a FedEx driver.
I don't know if that's something that can be reported to the city.
I've already tried it. I have a case number and everything else.
Are they only there at night?
No. They may sit there for 5 or 6 days. Day and night. Then I believe a trailer take off the tractor because they go somewhere else and haul another load. Then the trailer sits there for 2 or 3 days.
We'll look into that. I don't believe that is I don't know how Brighton is rated. Do you guys?
Yeah, not sure.
It's not rated as a parking lot.
Right. And it's probably technically MoDOT right away. There were a lot of the parking. I don't know where the transition from MoDOT right away to city right away is, but
yeah,
those types of areas go unenforced often. So ultimately it's an enforcement issue, but
well,
that is good to know.
To look at that. We'll have to look at that with Deb.
Yep.
I think you guys covered some of my other only the major issue I kind of had aside from traffic was the water. We have a lot of issues with our water flow, especially since we're the closest to the river, so everything's flowing down to us. And I know once they moved Brighton or Chouteau to 4 lanes from 2, That's kind of wreaked even more havoc on our. So we've actually got, yeah, if you right in that area, right in the middle, as we kind of curve around the neighborhood along the woods, there's actually a stream that winds around in that area, and it winds a lot. So it's creating even more problems because it's actually, instead of cutting down, it's actually just cutting out and filling in and getting wider. That's been getting backed up, and then a lot of the other neighbors along that edge, it's been cutting into their property, and a few of them we've even got sewage back up on that south side. And it looked like, yeah, with that retention pond, I was kind of wondering if how the property would be sloped, if it would all drain into that same drainage that would be right there at the corner of the service road in Brighton, because there's a big drainage down there that all of our water flows into. And I don't know if, yeah, I don't have the math to actually calculate how much more runoff we're going to add dumping into that one, along with everything else we've already got.
Similar to the traffic study that'll be required, we'll
Right.
have to do a storm analysis, stormwater
Okay.
analysis. So our net effect on the existing conditions is supposed to be 0 or
Right.
better. But I'd let Matt, do you guys have an idea of what the outfalls look like there, or?
Not yet. I mean, what
Okay.
we've got sized there is honestly probably oversized for what that's based off some fairly conservative rules of thumb, but it would be larger than what, there is a couple existing basins on the site. This would be substantially larger.
Right.
But Robert's right. When we get through like kind of final design and do the full analysis, our runoff will be no more than what is existing, and many of the storm events will actually be a decrease as far as the like peak runoff, in order to again not have a negative impact to that
Right.
stormwater system. I won't, it's certainly not going to affect what past projects or any upstream projects have done, but our site
Nothing,
would not have
mostly,
any.
yeah.
Yeah, it would actually be cleaner water as well, just because
Right.
it'll go through a treatment process, as part of the, again, per city requirements there.
So we'll have to store it and release it in a manner that won't be any worse than what you've got now, and
Right.
hopefully
Okay.
it'll be better. And then we've also got to clean it before it enters the system. So we haven't looked at that yet, but that's definitely going to be something that the city would ask for.
Yep.
Do we have any idea how many trucks are going to be in there at one time?
No, that's something that I could ask maybe the brokers. I don't know if they can model what. So it's very preliminary. We don't know who we're gonna be leasing to or what type of use. But I could probably come up with the worst case and get back to you on that.
Yeah, for concerning. Yeah, if we get worst case, yeah, we could be backed out on the highway. The trucks lined up.
Is there room for them to back up to the dock?
Yeah, there should be. It looks like there's a little over 200 feet between the two buildings, and then I don't know what the standard dock.
That's more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's a dock on each side and then kind of a shared truck turning port.
Yeah, and part of the traffic study will estimate the number of trucks coming in and out.
Exactly. Yep. It'll determine what the peak, truck traffic and all that sort of stuff is.
This is kind of the look that we're going for. Something like this. We haven't had it architecturally designed yet, but if you're up near Liberty Parkway, you can see it from the highway. There's a Lane 4 project where it looks really nice from the outside. Their docks are on the other side, and then it splits up something kind of like this. I don't know if you can see that, but we're right at about 275 as well. And these are built in a way that you can break these up depending on the tenant's needs. So it could be 8 different tenants. It could be 2. Really depends. Once we start construction, we'll probably get a lot of inquiries.
But it will all be businesses or a warehouse. It's not going to end up being bars or anything else.
No, it'll be industrial, strictly industrial.
Okay. So we're not expecting a lot going on at midnight and after.
No, that's a good point. So this warehouses in general are pretty good neighbors. They're open during business hours. They're gone when you're home. Not usually open at full capacity on the weekends. So they're busy when you're at work, and they're not when you're home. So that would be the intent.
Except for this neighborhood has an awful lot of people who are retired, so they're home all day. They're not
They're
out
home all day.
working.
Okay. Well, we do have a significant landscape buffer on either side, so these won't be right up on you.
You mean those little trees you've planted on the top?
Yeah.
The little evergreens, you know, they're.
Well, I don't think we've got it shown here, but
Yeah, on the south side there's a row of trees, and then I think the west side there's actually not much left right now.
Oh, what's there
Mhm.
currently?
Yeah, it's
you mean
split,
current? Okay, yeah.
currently, yeah.
Nothing.
But we would end up with nice landscaping on the edges to help soften how these look. And once we get further down the road, we'll have that pulled together, and it'll include some perspective view to kind of get a feel for what the building looks like, in addition to how that sits relative to the roads and how the landscaping complements it as well.
And in regard to the comment on bars and things like that, the plan that gets approved is going to specify the uses.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if and you know, the buildings are going to be built for this use. They're not going to be built for a bar or restaurant use. But if there were ever a inclination to put in any other kind of use, we'd have to go back through the same process.
Was there any other questions?
I have a question. I don't know if I missed this earlier. If everything goes as planned, when is the estimated time that that building would start or completion?
So my guess here, and Matt, correct me here, design and just getting it entitled and approved through the city would probably take 6 months or so. I think
Yep.
construction would be in the range of 12 to 18 months.
Yep.
We'd probably start on one and get it completed before we started the other. So it may be one building to start, and then as that one fills up, we'd build the other. So it's probably about a 2-year process.
Yep, I would agree. I think that general timeline's about right.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Who will own the development?
Star Development. So that we would own it. And so we're not building this. That's another good question. We don't build things and sell them very often. We build them and we hold. So our intent would be to buy complete purchase of the ground, finance the construction of it, and then keep it for the long term as part of our overall real estate holdings.
And it's just for everybody, as far as I know, and I believe it's still true, Star Development is a local company with offices in Liberty. Been
That's
around
right.
quite a while, a lot of work in Northland. So it's
That's
not
correct.
somebody's town.
No, it's a local boy. The owner's Tim Harris. He's a Winnetonka guy. He's lived between Liberty and Kearney, I think, his whole life. Has 30 to 40 years of experience doing this, and yeah, we have most of our stuff is up here in the Northland. A lot of commercial. We do some single family, some apartments, and we own quite a bit of industrial in North Kansas City.
Have you guys put many of these types of facilities in next to neighborhoods? Or It seems like most of these, it's like, yeah, we've got the ones out to the east of us, which are pretty well separated. And then I work down south where it's a lot of more industrial manufacturing, and those are all generally separated from residential areas. So this was something I hadn't really thought about or noticed much before.
No, we haven't done a lot of ground up industrial though. Most of our stuff has been existing buildings that we've purchased and just rehabbed or repurposed for tenants. This one, I don't know what else you'd do right there. I don't know that you could put an apartment complex. Commercial wouldn't work there, and I don't think it fits well for single family, at least right now. So I think the highest and best use it would be the industrial.
Or a park would be nice.
The park.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking, do we still have the church that's going in on the other side of Brighton?
Yeah, just up the
So
road.
we've got the church that's going in that's still in the neighborhood, and now we've got this industrial area going basically in the neighborhood. It's been a quiet little place for a long time, and now all of a sudden we've come in with all of this other stuff and a lot of traffic. So it's made it maybe not the most desirable place to want to live in for houses that go up to sale in here.
I think what our intent, if we were to be able to do it and follow through, would help property values in the area. You'd know what you're living next to. The truck traffic and the noise is not really that bad with these kinds of facilities. And since most of the truck traffic is going to be off to the service road, you already have the highway noise being next to 210. It shouldn't be that different than what you've got right now. But these two, go ahead.
This is a challenge specific to the Northland that maybe it happens other places, but not certainly to the level it does in the Northland. And it's really lack of planning 50 years ago. That now we've got these, my own neighborhood has gone through it 2 or 3 times. People bought houses because of the trees in their backyard. To find out that wasn't their backyard. And now there's houses or industrial or something. So what we try real hard to do is make sure it's a use that has absolutely the least impact to the neighborhood, negative impact as possible, is what we shoot for, because if someone purchases a piece of property, they've got a right to develop it.
Well, we have the whole industrial area down there under Hunt Midwest. We've got all of those semis coming in and out. And then you've got the semis that are parked at the casino. So, I mean, the grain elevators, yeah, well, that's going over to Hunt Midwest. So there's a lot of industrial traffic that's already down here.
Chopping visuals, stop doing that.
Other questions or comments? Any other information people want? Sean, how can we help? Is there anything else that you need? Caller 4, you've got a lot of background noise. Sean, was there anything else?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I think between this and email earlier, yeah, I think I've got all the info I need for now, and I can distribute that out. When do you guys need to hear something from us?
I know the holiday's coming up here, but
Right.
take a week to think it over and talk with your neighbors. We'd certainly like to hear your feedback and incorporate that into what we submit.
Okay.
Our aim is to be good neighbors. I think this is not a inexpensive speculative project on our part.
Right.
I think it would do the neighborhood a lot of good. But happy to answer any questions you might think of along the way also. So send me an email. You've got my contact.
Yep.
I can't answer it. One of the smarter guys can, Matt and Tyler.
Thomas says, yes.
Someone was,
I don't know what that was.
well, if there are no other questions or comments right now, Sean, you have contact information for the developers.
Yep.
They do you, because we've shared emails back and forth. Got a little bit left of this beautiful day. We can all, well, it's night now, but we can enjoy.
Yeah.
It's dark, but it's still kind of warm. How's that?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
We got nice weather.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Deb.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great evening.
Bye.